Hello, Harry.
Professor Dumbledore! I thought you'd been suspended.
Lucius Malfoy had threatened to curse the board if they didn't remove me. But they decided to stand up to him. Now that the heir is gone and the basilisk is destroyed, they know Hagrid is innocent too. He'll be back in his hut soon.
What about Lucius Malfoy? Will he cause any more trouble?
I doubt it. We can assume it was him who got the diary to Ginny. He daren't do it again unless he wants the Ministry of Magic after him.
About Professor Lockhart, I'm afraid he's lost his memory.
Oh dear. What will he think about now that he can't think about himself?
Just don't give his job to Professor Snape. He's too, valuable as a potions teacher.
You've all performed brilliantly. It must have been a terrible experience.
It was. We spent much more time in a girl's bathroom than I would have liked.
Being petrified was awful, but I learned a great deal from it. I'm going to write a paper about it for extra credit.
When you've got your friends to help you, you can accomplish anything, and nothing is too awful. Well, almost nothing. Looking like Goyle came close.
There's a banquet waiting for you downstairs. What do you propose for the first toast?
To friendship.
Loyalty.
And courage, but to friendship most of all.
The rest of the final term passed in a haze of blazing sunshine. Hogwarts was back to normal, with only a few small differences. Defense against the dark arts classes were cancelled, and Lucius Malfoy had been sacked as a school governor. Harry managed to release Dobby from the slavery of Lucius Malfoy. For it was Lucius Malfoy who had planted Tom Riddle's diary on the hapless Ginny Weasley. Draco was no longer strutting around the school as though he owned the place. On the contrary, he looked resentful and sulky. On the other hand, Ginny Weasley was perfectly happy again.
This is our last day at Hogwarts.
Yeah, the only thing left to do is the House Cup ceremony in the Great Hall.
If you have anything you want to do at Hogwarts, you'd better do it before you go to the House Cup ceremony.
Again, I love when games give us reminders like these. So hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets Extended, and Merry Christmas, it is December 24th after all.
Sorry, no time to talk.
Oh my goodness, and things are clearly back to normal. So guys, welcome to our seemingly final episode, but I have one more present to give you tomorrow. I hope you had an absolute blast. If you're new tuning in, we are just about essentially wrapping up our second year at Hogwarts, our Christmassy adventure. Now, Stephen Fry told us during the cutscene that Ginny Weasley seemed perfectly happy again. Let's just check up on her.
This is the House Point ceremony chamber.
The reward room has been permanently opened. See how many beans you can collect.
How many beans we can collect? All of them, Stephen, all of them. But there is Ginny just pensively staring at the window, looking absolutely lifeless, soulless and depressed. Let's bump into her.
Oh, Harry, I'll never forget what you did for me. That was so amazing.
It was, wasn't it? And there are gonna be more people throughout Hogwarts giving us recognition for that.
Mum says that you can come and visit us anytime you like at the Burrow. I can't wait.
I mean, it's a better alternative than the Dursleys, that's for sure. Oh, and I can't wait to play the GameCube version of the game, where you actually get to throw gnomes around in the burrow.
I'm so looking forward to coming back to Hogwarts next year. If you like, you could tell me all about what it's like to be a second year.
Okay, Harry, I know you are a clueless 12-year-old, but hey, that was an invitation to date, and you are gonna get married one day whether you like it or not, okay? Ginny is already pulling off her, moves essentially. Girls are way more mature at this age than boys are. I bet Harry has absolutely no idea that that's an invitation to a date. Okay, now guys, something for me way more interesting than Ginny Weasley, the Bean Bonus Room. I promised you a 5th visit via the extended mod, and that's exactly what is now made possible here. Oh, this is awesome. Now it's a 5th visit, but there is no timer. You finally get to explore the whole damn thing at your own pace. How awesome is that? Now, I'm not sure if this was planned for the official release of the Chamber of Secrets, or if this is something that the author of the extended mod implemented because of the way this was implemented in the official release of the Prisoner of Azkaban game, and maybe that's where the inspiration is from, I do not know. But it's awesome that they pull this off, because you no longer have to worry about house points and the timer and that sort of thing. Now, to be fair, I'm gonna do exactly the same loop we did last time, because I thought I came up with a really cool loop. And let's see if it still holds up, okay? So first, let's close it in. We might as well cast Alahomora over there. Let's see if there are some we can collect from the ledges. Awesome. And now, when we close this loop, I'm immediately gonna jump in the middle aisle. This feels incredibly rewarding, and whenever you feel you're done, you can just walk out of the door. No stress, no rush. This is something really 7-year-old Zelgadis would have wished for. Oh wait, no, how old was I in 2002? Oh, I was 8-year-old already. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. There's something 8-year-old Zelgadis would have wished for. Okay, and remember, this tile is a bit specific. You need to be in its upper half to collect the beans properly, because the alignment there is not perfect. Of course, goes without saying, you skip this cutscene, you can align Harry further. But I just want to let the cutscenes play out. There's some childish joy to them, if that sort of thing makes sense. Okay, now we don't need to remove the bramble, we don't care about it, but I like to clean things up here. And you know what, whilst I collect beans on this side, we might as well let the chest throw beans around everywhere. Oh, it really did throw them everywhere. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's some serious force behind every single bean. I bet it could knock Harry out if it would hit him in the head. And again, let's take these circular loops with 2 chests from down all the way to the up. You know, the exact reverse of what we pulled off 3 times before. Feels very rewarding. Okay, now it's funny because we don't really need beans at this point whatsoever, and I thought to myself, okay, we're gonna finish the game with roughly 3,000. I think it seems we're gonna be somewhere at, I don't know, 3,600 or something crazy like that when we finished. To be fair, this is barely gonna scratch the itch for Harry during his long summer. He needs to create supplies to feed his addiction, you know? It's the only way. Oh, now we can go via this path. Well, those are some really good timed jumps. No climbing animation even triggered. Pretty awesome. And guys, you know what to do here. And we might as well. Why the hell not? Let's see how far the beans will bounce. I want to see it. Oh my god, will that one get... Holy moly, it... it traveled everywhere. It made it all the way up. Now, if it wouldn't bounce back, that would put a bit of a damper on my loop. But hey, we have all the time we need. Okay, and one more Spongify tile over here. Now let's see if I can pick the fountain clean just like before. This one always makes me nervous, thinking there's some invisible bean. But I guess we are fine. Woohoo! Absolutely wicked. And of course, we had one more ledge to pick clean of beans. But also, I intentionally left this right part of the stairs unpicked. Okay, and that's it guys. If you have any, let's say, more efficient loop in mind, please let us know in the comments, although I imagine describing something like that with words can be pretty difficult. Okay, let's skip this cutscene, and there we go, onto the ledge, and we have picked every single bean clean. That's it guys, we're done with the bean bonus room. You wanna know something cool? Let me just show you very quickly.
This is the House Point Ceremony Chamber.
Like we even had time to forget Harry. Seriously. Look, you can re-enter it and do it all over again. An endless amount of time. So in a sense, this might be even a better bean farming method than replaying the final duel with Peter. Who knows? Whatever works for you in case you just can't get enough of the beans. Okay, guys? Now, since we are here anyway, we might as well take the dungeon shortcut. Because I would like to talk to a teacher who absolutely loves and adores and cherishes us, and that's of course Professor Snape. The cool thing about the extended mod, because the coolness just doesn't end, is that there are a couple of people like Ginny Weasley who have lines to share with us for having beaten Basilisk.
I'm in the potions classroom. Better keep an eye out for Snape.
The final dungeon. I hope, Harry, by keeping an eye out for Snape you mean you're looking for him, because that's what we're doing.
You may believe, Potter,
that everyone at Hogwarts is impressed with your so-called heroics in the Chamber of Secrets. But not me. I am not impressed at all.
Hear that, Harry? He is not impressed. We might as well give up. We might as well just ditch the school.
Why don't you run along and be heroic somewhere else, Potter?
Okay, Snape, seriously, this whole you hate Harry Potter attitude is getting out of hand. This 12-year-old kid just saved your job. What more do you want from him? My goodness, this is like an overbearing parent who is never happy. Oh my goodness. Oh, Snape, you just made me absolutely angry. No. Okay, she made me even angrier, to be honest. Now, guys, one thing I would like to address as we head outside is that the author of the extended mod again reached out, and they confirmed something cool, and I have since tested it. If now you are gonna head and replay any of the Dueling Club's matches, you will see the absence of Professor Lockhart. And furthermore, if you go out and replay the final Quidditch match, don't worry, I'm not gonna do that, you will see a cutscene where Professor Lockhart is again missing from the Ravenclaw Tribune, so only Professor Flitwick will be there, okay? So it seems the author of the extended mod took care of this little plot hole, which is present in the retail version of the game. I just thought that's really cool attention to detail. Okay. And now, the only reason I'm here is not to replay the Quidditch final, although when I did it for my testing purposes to see if Professor Lockhart indeed disappeared, and yes, he absolutely does in the extended mod, I have managed to improve my score to 50, but something tells me that will never happen when I'm recording. So, I just want to bump into Hagrid and chat with him after what he's been through in an Azkaban cell, where he,
Good old Hagrid's hut.
according to you guys, spent a couple of days in it, which sounds really traumatizing. Let's check up on our friend here.
Hello, Harry. Good to see you again. I'm so glad things are back to normal. I'm sorry to hear that Aragog tried to eat you all. That's the problem with Acromantilus once they get a bit too big. Never mind, eh?
You know what? Fine, I'd be fine with that. I would kind of expect it, because Aragog's your friend, not mine. But the fact that he was trying to eat us despite the fact you're gonna spend the rest of your life in prison, that's what truly pisses me off.
It's so good to be back at Hogwarts. I'd be happy if I never hear mention of Azkaban ever again.
I'd be happy if I never hear a mention of Aragog or any spiders ever again.
Nice day, innit, Harry?
In it, and from this point on Hagrid just repeats the ordinary lines. By the way, guys, one correction I need to do. I said that Hagrid is a Hufflepuff. Now, apparently this was never really explained in any of the books, but later on, somewhere, somehow it was officially confirmed Hagrid was a Gryffindor actually, not a Hufflepuff, interestingly enough. Which is weird, because Hogwarts Legacy taught me one thing, and that's that only Hufflepuffs get to go to Azkaban. Ah, see what I did there? Okay. So that's all I wanted to show you in Hogwarts Grounds. Now, of course, you can do whatever, play all the Quidditch matches, rerun Diffindo Challenge, get those Wigan Tree bugs, that's all entirely up to you, or collect any secrets you might have missed out on. But I'm going to use the opportunity to bump into some of the students.
Moaning Myrtle's bathroom always did give me the creeps.
I have to agree there.
Watch where you're going.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the general mood and atmosphere of the school again now that supposedly things are back to normal, but things are never ever back to normal in this school.
Watch where you're going, Harry.
Okay, things are back to normal. Anyway, guys, one place where I'm gonna see you again is the Hogwarts Staircase.
Here's the entrance hall.
Oh, hold the presses! There she is, Mrs. Norris, I'm petrified. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's all we're gonna get out of her. Honestly, these two sounds traumatized me when I was a kid playing the Philosopher's Stone.
I think I ate too many Bertie Bott's beans.
This is essentially gonna be Harry consuming 3,500 beans over the summer.
Pardon me.
And by the way, not just Mrs. Norris, but Filch is also back to his normal self. There we are, guys. And you know what? Let's do a final, very poor attempt at socializing with these kids.
You're just a second-year student. I don't have time to talk to second years.
Well, then we're quite in the pickle, because by the time I'm the third year, you're gonna be fourth year. We're never ever gonna talk. You realize the problem with that?
I beg your pardon? Oh, I just ate a vomit-flavoured bean.
how lovely.
Hi, I'm Arthur. I have a
Oh.
smashing collection of non-magical cricket balls.
That's been Arthur here all along?
Hi, would
I
you
had no
consider
idea.
a trade?
Pardon me. I'm still trying to collect enough beans to draw.
Oh, you poor sucker, but I'm not sharing.
Which way you going?
Okay, one more attempt.
Do you know where the secret gold wizard card challenge area is? I think I have enough silver wizard cards to enter.
Well, funny you should mention that. You just need to press the tab key and open up your map and you will see that it's on the first floor. And guys, that's gonna be the final thing we're gonna do, essentially, in our last day at Hogwarts. But I like to start things off with the 4th floor. Because, as the heir of Slytherin, I like to check up on my victims here and now again. Oh no, where are all my victims? Where are they? Oh no! Oh no! I failed Slytherin's legacy of killing innocent kids. No, no! No, guys, I just wanted to show you that this is another thing the extended mod took care of, that all the victims, starting with Mrs. Norris, Colin and Justin Flinch-Fletley and Hermione and Nearly Headless Nick are fine and well. You can actually bump into Colin in the Gryffindor common room, but he's just gonna repeat the lines we already heard a couple of times before. So nothing new there. Justin we are never gonna see again, and Hermione we will see in the final cutscene. And Nick has a single cutscene that was again restored via the extended mod that we are gonna see when we approach the Golden Card Challenge, okay? Now guys, where I'm headed now is the 3rd floor, because I want to show you something cool, and we are actually gonna give proper thanks this time. And again, I'm not gonna use stairs to get to the 3rd floor, I'm gonna do something incredibly inefficient, because I'm a VIP who knows how to use Spongify. It's just a fun game to get everywhere without touching stairs ever again. And there he is, guys, Albus Dumbledore! He's here! Look at this.
Hello, Harry.
And just like that, you can re-access Dumbledore's study over here, which is awesome! Oh my god, let me show you, let me show you. Okay, there's actually nothing new in Dumbledore's study. But the fact that you can rediscover the secret should you have missed it during that one crucial point in the story is absolutely phenomenal. Also, in the extended mod, this is the only time you get to see Professor Dumbledore's study in the daytime, but this is how you would see it in the normal retail version during the story beats. Now there's no new conversation with the sorting head, nothing new with the phoenix, and since we have already picked the room clean, the bellows, the bottle and all that, there's nothing else to do, just ponder the emptiness left behind by the disappeared Christmas tree. But even back then, the Christmas tree didn't really have 3D decorations, so we knew that Dumbledore's... He's not really into Christmas, he's not feeling it, and that's unforgivable. But the fact that you can get here, and guys, I cannot recommend this enough, if you have some coursework, schoolwork, or some project you're working on, or something for work you're doing, and you just need something in the background to relax, even better than playing Professor Dumbledore's study theme from YouTube, boot up the game, place Harry here, and just let this run in the background whilst you're working on something. I can't recommend this enough how relaxing that is, okay? So thank you so much, all 3 of the extended mod, for making Dumbledore's study accessible at the very end. This was such a pain point for me in the retail version of the game. It was so scary to miss anything there.
You did really well against the basilisk, Harry. Your father would have been very proud.
He should be. I bet he wasn't killing giant snakes when he was 12.
Loyalty is a virtue, Harry. Never forget that.
Well, you can say the same about Lucius Malfoy and Voldemort.
Bad leadership is all about being more single-minded than others. Good leadership is all about eating large quantities of cake.
Both are absolutely excellent points, and guys, I hope you'll have plenty of cake to eat during Christmas.
Here's the defense against the dark arts classroom.
By the way, despite what happened with Professor Lockhart, I'm really happy to see that his fan club is still going strong. All the portraits are still here and haven't been removed. That's awesome. Professor Lockhart absolutely deserves the admiration and respect he gets. Okay guys, now there's one more person that you might not expect who's gonna give us thanks. No, it's not Professor Flitwick, it's not Professor McGonagall. The Charms and Transfiguration classrooms are completely empty. That's a bit of a bummer, I was hoping to see them there. Oh, wait, guys, you know what we're about to do?
Mrs. Norris says she saw you. I saw you poking about where you don't belong, Mr. Potter. Next time, I'll be sure to report you.
You know, I was hoping for something entirely different.
Blasted Potter, I'll get you.
But it means that things are indeed back to normal and gets the point across nicely. I'm glad Mrs. Norrie is safe. Oh, yeah, this has been removed. By the way, no more creepy music playing in this corridor. And by the way, you can absolutely go into the library freely again during daytime, but there's nothing new post-game in there once you have already scoured and picked it clean like we have.
Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. How depressing.
Yeah, just like the Slytherin girl said. And Moaning Myrtle has 2 new lines to say to us. How awesome is that?
I'm so pleased that horrible basilisk is gone. It was making a terrible mess of my perfectly miserable bathroom.
Perfectly miserable bathroom. They really nailed Moaning Myrtle in this game. I love it. One more line.
It's so lonely in here, and I appreciate you coming to see me. But do you think it's wise that you spend so much time visiting the girls' bathroom?
Yeah, that's an excellent point. There'll be rumors, people will start talking.
Don't you have better things to do, Harry? I was just getting perfectly lonely and miserable until you came in.
Harry, like we established next to Ginny, you're clueless, but this was not an invitation to date. This is a line for you to get the hell out and give the girls some privacy. So, let's do exactly that. I actually thought there are only 2 new lines Moaning Myrtle will say, but there are 3. I am very pleased about that.
If you want to remain at Hogwarts, you ought to do as you're told.
Nah, no more ack blasted Potter. I'll get you next time. God damn it, the tradition is ruined. Okay guys, now I want to go to the first floor, but I don't want to touch the stairs, so... let's do it. Ah, shoot, the spell was too slow. Okay, but let's do it this way, and we will talk to Nearly Headless Nick, another cutscene restored via the awesome extended mod.
Oh, hello, Nick.
Oh, hello, Harry. I'm so pleased to be dead on my feet again, thanks to you. Of course, I still have a bit of a headache. Mind you, it's nothing to the one I had the day I was decapitated. I'm so anxious to see what's behind this door. I just know you can find all the Silver Wizard cards, Harry.
Way ahead of you, Nick. We already done that. Now, Nick is no longer gonna congratulate us for finding all the gold cards inside this awesome challenge, but hey, this is still pretty cool. By the way, guys, one thing I mentioned in yesterday's episode, and I want to mention it again, there is an absolutely way, using glitches, you can access the gold card challenge, having only 3 silver keys, okay? Because this barrier can actually be jumped on and then overcome, but... for that, you need to do something I've never even tried to pull off, but in case you're interested, there is an amazing speedrunner of these classic Harry Potter games called Nixo. I referenced him a couple of times. He does an entire speedrun of trying to get 30 silver wizard cards as quickly as possible and making it to the gold card challenge, okay? So I'm going to provide a link in the description below in case you are interested in checking the entire speedrun or just to see the method on how to essentially overcome the barrier, but it's difficult stuff, okay? Really difficult. Tomb Raider corner glitching has nothing on this. Anyway, guys, let's finally complete the challenge that's been teasing us from night number 1. And we're gonna do it at the last day at Hogwarts. I love this music that plays so much. You can, by the way, absolutely unceremoniously leave. And no, there are no challenge stars nor secrets, but what there is 11 gold cards. We are finally gonna complete the Folio Magi album, and it's just so story appropriate to do it during our very last day at Hogwarts. You know what I mean? So there we go. Now these curtains are absolutely gonna reveal the cards we collect, sort of like a giant walking gallery with cool visual and sound effects. It's gonna be awesome. And again, this brings me to my original point. I wish curtains kind of like these, although with a bit of a different design, would be used during the house point ceremony to reveal the houses gradually, not just make the points visible from the get-go, because then the whole ceremony made no sense. Anywho, there are 2 ways we can do this, guys. I can either run this in what I consider to be the best time possible, or I can run it as a completionist, that is to show you every single magical object, every enemy, every interactable. And I think that's what I'm gonna do and show you that it's still possible to get all 11 golden cards in time. But it requires a specific method. Let's see if I remember it. The save game book is a bit unnecessary, but there you have it. Oh, craps. Harry, I thought you took care of hygiene problems, and let's move on. I just want to Rictus Sempra every crab in the game. You absolutely don't need to do this. And now the game shows you what happens each time you collect a gold card. And guys, don't worry, I'm not gonna pause the action each time we collect a card, because that would be constant pausing. We're gonna do that once we complete this challenge and get back to the gallery, okay? I think that's way more appropriate. Okay, we can cut the ropes from down here, which I think is absolutely awesome. Saves us a wee bit of time. There we go. Oh, that's definitely Dumbledore over there. And guess who the final card is gonna be? It's really not difficult to guess. Okay, let's just go here. By the way, this one is a bit cheap, because you can make it in time before the block will raise itself. You absolutely can. But somehow the block is just unclimbable upon. That animation doesn't exist. By the way, a shortcut over here that I didn't even know existed until this run, which is absolutely awesome. I never thought to try every portrait in my original playthrough a decade ago. I feel bummed out about that. But hey, all I can do is promise to make things better. And I absolutely want to clean the ectoplasm from this place. You don't need to do that, but I want to say we cleaned up every ectoplasm in Hogwarts. Okay? Janitorial services continue. And that's it. Should be, I think, 11 ectoplasms overall or something like that. Okay, we got our hands on Paracelsus. Oh. Uh-oh. Let's Rictus Sempra. Oh, now that was a mistake. Again, they predict our movement so well. This is not good. You know, I didn't want to end my year at Hogwarts injured, but I think that's exactly what's gonna happen. To be fair, we had it coming. We could have just ignored those crabs, but no. And by the way, if you rerun the bean bonus room whilst injured, chances are, from the chests, you are gonna get chocolate frogs, okay? So that could be a cool method to refill your health, in a sense. Oh, look at this, so cool! The entire tower now disappears. Again, takes me back to the first game. But no time for flashbacks. Let's collect this guy, who is, I think, a wizard chess master. Heck, even his surname is Knightley. And onwards we go. Oh, okay, I actually can't remember how I wanted to do this. Okay, I think right first, so that I end up on the left side. Because what you actually want is the right side, but I'm gonna intentionally go through the left side as a bit of a punishment, because I want to show you all the crap that's here. There are crabs, webs, ectoplasms, and this is a punishment, but I, being the maniac that I am, consider it a reward. Oh yes, give me more things to cast at, absolutely. Nice, and no cutscene showing us the grade opens. Thank you guys, you finally figure out towards the end of the game. By the way, very secret rope here and Spongify Tower. I checked all these hallways and corridors, by the way, there's nothing in them, okay? That's why I'm not even showing you those. No magical objects to interact with. Oh, this one's fun. Just make sure to push the middle one only 2 times. That's the trick to the whole thing. And there we go, you have perfect stairs to reach everything. And there's Rowena. Oh, Rowena, how we missed you. Rowena's ours, guys. We've got a Rowena in our backpack. Okay, this isn't Tomb Raider, there's no backpack, but there is Rowena, so there's that. And now you can go through the hallways forever, or another rather obvious shortcut. There we go, let's spongify everything. And guys, we pulled it off, I think. There's just one more card up ahead. All these hallways and corridors around this area are empty. I have checked every single one of them, don't you worry. And we made it. We collected all 11 cards and interacted with all enemies and objects. Let's go to the gallery. And there we are. Before we start, just wanted to show you the glimpse of filled Folio Magi. 50 bronze cards, 47 cards, and 11 golden cards. By the way, guys, I'm gonna give you a montage of every single wizard card, starting from number 1 all the way to 101, but I'm gonna do that in tomorrow's special episode, okay? First of all, let's see what happens if you approach them. I have a feeling Bertie Bott is a really dirty old man. By the way, the 2D beans that come out of his pouch, these are essentially the beans used in the Goblet of Fire game. Just to show you how lazy they were developing it, okay? So Bertie Bott, let me check him out right over here. 1935 to present, inventor of Bertie Bott's Every Flavor beans. Absolutely. So Every Flavor beans are a relatively recent invention. Of course, we don't know how old he was when he invented them. Could be in, I don't know, as early as late 1950s, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're a new invention in 90s, right? It's difficult to say. And there is Albus Dumbledore, who lived forever, apparently. But, let's see.
Dumbledore, headmaster of Hogwarts.
Yeah, not much to go by. I was hoping for some dates or something mentioning him, you know, defeating Grindelwald, that sort of thing, but we're just keeping it simple this time around. Godric Gryffindor with a dark, maybe forbidden forest behind him? It's not really clear. Where are you?
Godric Gryffindor, medieval, dates unknown, co-founder of Hogwarts, gave his name to one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Exactly, and not just that, he also established a small village called Godric's Hollow, and I was kind of hoping that that would be the background here, but alas. Herpo the Foul. I'm gonna do the reading for this one. Herpo the Foul, ancient Greek, first known creator of the Basilisk. It's really cool that he's mentioned in the Chamber of Secrets game, seeing as a Basilisk is the final boss here. Now, the Basilisk is not unique, as in you can have multiple Basilisks across the world, right? But he's apparently the first documented author of one. There was a very complicated method, as read out by Harry according to the note that Hermione found out in the library. Somehow this guy over here figured it out. Now he looks incredibly evil and even is called the Foul, but he didn't necessarily need to have been a bad wizard, you know? Just creating large monsters. I feel like that's something Hagrid would absolutely do as well. And there's Salazar Slytherin, and you can see the background of the Slytherin common room with the windows overlooking the underground subterranean lake. Oh, that's pretty awesome. Stephen, I pass the word on to you.
Salazar Slytherin, medieval, dates unknown, co-founder of Hogwarts, gave his name to one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Exactly. Now, I would love for these golden cards here to be used as an opportunity to tell us more about the founder of Hogwarts, all founders of Hogwarts, and what they achieved in life rather than just founding Hogwarts, which of course is a big thing, but still, something else about their lives. So this, my friends, is Helga Hufflepuff, really lovely greenery behind her. You can occasionally even hear birds chirping in the distance, which I think is really cool, and flowers sprouting from her wand. That's pretty awesome. She was the best thing that happened to the environment in a long time, wasn't she?
Helga Hufflepuff, medieval, dates unknown, co-founder of Hogwarts, gave her name to one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
Alrighty. Now, let's take a break from founders of Hogwarts. This is Montag Knightley, the wizard chess master. Pretty awesome. So Montag Knightley, 1506 to 1588, wizard chess champion. I guess he was a champion of his, I don't know, year or decade, and I assume there were way more wizard chess champions, but maybe no one quite as good. I don't know why him specifically. Oh, Paracelsus. Oh, he looks like a kindly old man. Let's see. Paracelsus, 1493 to 1541. Contemporary of Copernicus and Leonardo da Vinci, a medical genius whose bold theories challenge medieval thought, credited with discovering parcel tongue. It must have been especially difficult to challenge medieval thought in a world where magic was real. Because there was way more reliance on magic than science back then. Carlotta Pinkstone. She looks like a sort of 1960s hippie activist, and in a sense she is. This is really interesting, but I'm gonna let Stephen do the reading out.
Carlotta Pinkstone, 1922 to the present, famous campaigner for lifting the International Confederation of Wizards' Statute of Secrecy and telling Muggles that wizards still exist. Ms. Pinkstone has been imprisoned several times for her blatant and deliberate use of magic in public places.
Now, they don't mention exactly how many times, just that several times, and one thing I want to show you guys, if you move your mouse cursor, Carlotta Pinkstone moves as well. Now, it's very slight in the extended mode, it was way more pronounced in the normal retail version of the game. I actually think that's something to do with the screen resolution more than with the mod itself. But I think it's really cool. And her story just somehow really reminds me of Crispin Kronk. Again, someone who breaks the Masquerade. Oh, sorry, this is not Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Who breaks the International Wizarding Statute of Secrecy and gets sent to prison multiple times. Oh, Rowena. There you are, Rowena. And you have an absolutely lovely, luxurious room behind you. Of course, what else would Rowena have behind her? So let's see.
Rowena Ravenclaw, medieval, dates unknown, co-founder of Hogwarts, gave her name to one of the 4 Hogwarts houses.
I'm a bit disappointed that even people at Hogwarts don't know the exact dates of their own founders. It's a bit of a bummer, but hey, there you have it. And guys, you know who's gonna be the last one? Ah, that's cute, with fireworks no less. Oh, that's a pretty good artwork. He looks incredibly happy, despite actually having rather miserable life. That's pretty admirable. So, let's check out the boy who done gone lived.
Harry Potter, the boy who lived.
Again, I wish they would elaborate the fact that as a baby, he obliterated Voldemort, not just say the boy who lived, but hey, it's a catchphrase. You don't really choose what you're gonna be famous for, am I right? So guys, that's it. That's all the gold cards in this lovely walking gallery. All that remains to be done is to join the final house point ceremony. I hope you had an absolute blast just exploring this cool challenge. This is honestly one of the most rewarding things the original devs could have pulled off in this game, and I'm all here for it. Especially since we spent 24 days opening the silver door leading here. Now hopefully we will not be late. Actually, I don't think I ever checked the objective. I need to tidy up any loose ends, then go down to the house cup ceremony in the Grey Hall. Well, I think, Harry, that's exactly what we... Oh no, I used stairs! I'm now a commoner. Oh, the shame. I don't even want to show up at the ceremony. Okay, and gradually we are taking a few final steps here. Now, I could drink a Wiggenweld potion, but I promise I'm gonna do it.
Watch where you're going.
I'm gonna take the house cup away from you guys, that's where I'm going. And I'm watching, don't worry. Taking it away from these schmucks is gonna bring me no... really endless amount of joy.
I beg your pardon?
I was about to say no small amount of joy. By the way, guys, you know, they did warn you if you approach the Great Hall, it's gonna trigger the level end, and in the distance you can see the chests we emptied. This is what I talked about. If you don't empty these chests before this story beat...
Be more careful where you're going, Harry.
Are you kidding me right now? If you don't empty those chests before this point in the story, you're never gonna access them again. The final house point ceremony is gonna make that impossible. Oh, and by the way, you can absolutely duel whenever. They're gonna just, you know, shift everything up for the duel to take place and then resume the house cup ceremony. Okay, guys? So, now, I know it's rather obvious, but let's just pretend we do not know who's gonna steal the house cup, and of course, we do not know that Hufflepuffs are gonna end up last, my house, like they always do. Let's pretend for everyone involved who took time and effort to set this ceremony up, this is gonna be an absolute surprise for us.
Attention, please. Students, attention. The headmaster wants to address you.
Silence. It isn't too late to lose house points, you know.
This House Cup ceremony brings the school year to an end, and an eventful year it was. Without further ado, I shall now present the cup to the Hogwarts house with the most points.
Think we'll take it again this year?
After you and Harry saved Hogwarts, I should think so.
In 4th place, Hufflepuff.
Thank you for not saying last place.
In 3rd place, Ravenclaw.
Thank you. We find finishing in the middle to be quite adequate.
And now for the 2nd place house.
It'll be you, Gryffindors. You're naturally second best. You won't steal the house cup from Slytherin like you did last year.
After barely escaping disqualification, Slytherin.
What?
That means...
1st place, and the house cup goes to Gryffindor.
Yes! We did it again!
Ha! Take that, Malfoy! Boo! And Merry Christmas to you guys! Now, before the festivities will really get out of hands and all those 11 and 12-year-olds are gonna get drunk out of their minds, perhaps for the first time in their lives, I would like to say thanks to my amazing patrons. Blind Goopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, and Boo the Two. Thank you guys so much for being my loyal Winstons and for donating all your dirty socks to Dobby. That little guy has a much darker addiction than Harry's bean addiction. Next, I would like to give big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkie, Karavetu, Renegade Derny, and Blanket Fox. Thank you so much for your support and also for personally unpetrifying every single one of Basilisk victims, being a cat, a living person, or a dead person. Madame Pomfrey turned out to be completely incompetent, but you guys did the job she was supposed to do. I would also like to give a very special thanks to both of my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianetti and Alexander. Thank you guys so much both for your generous support of the channel and for teaming up today and getting Lucius Malfoy fired and sacked as a school governor. That guy had it a long time coming, and seeing you both teamed up, he was so scared he left Hogwarts and he's not gonna be back anytime soon. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel and your kind comments, and also for helping us set up all the Gryffindor decorations for the final House Cup ceremony. I have a feeling you already knew in advance which house is gonna win, almost like you checked the points beforehand. Thank you again. And on a final note, I would like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for watching. I hope you have absolutely enjoyed our pre-Christmassy journey, and don't worry, I have a little bit of a gift and a present to also give you on tomorrow's episode on 25th December, because remember, we have not yet finished our advent calendar, so you'll have that to look forward to. Furthermore, today I have also released my Christmas episode of my Tomb Raider 3 Remastered series, covering all Tomb Raider games for many years. That's sort of the main gist of my channel, so feel free to check it out in case you're interested. And if you're looking for ways to support me further, look no further than the Patreon. Now, why would you support me like this when there's no early access, no exclusive paywalled content, and everyone gets access to everything as early as possible? Well, there are essentially two reasons why I have opened up a Patreon. First of all, I make no ad revenue from YouTube whatsoever. This was a conscious decision from my side, despite the fact that I'd be eligible, in order for you guys not to be played ads constantly. I can't begin to tell you how much I hate ads. Secondly, I do not want to go down the rabbit hole of carefully picking which words are safe to use in YouTube, what to do in the first couple of seconds, and always following the algorithm to stay above board. That's a rabbit hole I never ever want to go to. I want to make fun videos to be always priority number one. This is not essentially good for algorithm and not gonna be suggested to as many people. Nevertheless, the fact that you are watching it means the video found its way to you despite being demonetized, and that's absolutely amazing. So if you do decide to join my amazing Winstons and support me, that will essentially mean that I will be able to afford to spend more time doing these videos. There's nothing exclusive, but I will give you my heartfelt thanks in each of my videos, and you do get to message me directly if you so decide. So I'm gonna start working on tomorrow's little bonus episode where I want to show you some cool stuff, because there's no way we are done with the extended mod. You thought this is everything? Oh no, I have another surprise for you, and I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, and until then, I hope you'll have an absolutely amazing holiday.